Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Vin here, back on the farm, back on the indoor range. Who you might see from my breath, it is very, very cold. It's -2 here today. That's 2 degrees centigrade for our American friends. Shooting indoors, 27 meters, which is what, 30 yards. I wanted to do a little video, like an instructional one, but also I wanted to do a little video on a rifle, what I have with me today, as it's been suggested that HWs outshoot them, and I want to prove otherwise. Maybe I'm not going to pretend the rifle I've got with me is going to outshoot a barrel. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying it is equally as accurate as barrels. So I've got a selection of guns for me today, guys, but now spent a good hour and a half, zero, check zero and all the rest. So I thought, one, I'm going to show you what I do when I arrive at a range, and this is going to be like almost a beginner's guide to getting down on the range. What tips and hints. You don't have to follow what I say verbatim, you'll find your own way in the world, but if I can give you pointers in the right direction, I think this will be beneficial for newcomers to the sport. The old hands are just going to do whatever they do because it's the nature of the beast. So, I'll talk through how my morning started, kind of thing, and then we'll go on to like the actual shooting portion. So before I left home today, I got all the guns out. Now, even before that happened, a few days ago, I optically centered the scope, so I'm going to have to do a video on how to optically center a scope using a mirror and placing the scope on the mirror to make sure the scope crosshairs are in the dead center before you attempt to zero. I've then mounted correctly scopes. I've done a huge video on how to do that, so newcomers to the sport, if you're having problems mounting your scope, you can look back on my videos, I'm sure you'll find it. So, I've made sure all the guns are in tip-top order. I've wiped off any excess oil on the finish. I've checked all the stock screws. I've also checked scope screws, and everything's tickety-boo. So, already I believe I'm onto a winner, because it gives you confidence if you know that you haven't had any scope creep and your rifle is mechanically sound. It gives you a baseline to start with. So what has then happened is I've loaded the guns in the car, got down on the range, and I've re-zeroed them. It's bloody cold over here today. Don't know if that will show, but it is really cold. Now, I don't know why I do it, but I always warm my guns up before I get into a zeroing session. I don't know whether it's from me shooting centre fires and rim fires and doing like a cold bore shot, but I always find that if I warm the guns up, just shooting into the backstop of the targets, not concerned about accuracy, I'm just putting some rounds down to let the action and everything bed in and settle itself in before I start doing any zeroing. Then I've zeroed the rifles. It's maintaining same point of impact, same point of aim, firing groups of shots, make sure my grouping was as small as I could possibly get it, for my ability anyway. and then once I was happy, I was shooting nice tight groups. I then went to 5-round groups and adjusted the sights. Now all these rifles now, which I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh what have I got, 7 rifles here today. I'm happy now, all these are zeroed. Now I've got the little lady with me to do some shooting today, and I've got her to do the same thing, put some rounds down into the backstop, make sure her eye relief is comfortable, make sure the focus on her scopes are all set up for her eyes, and then I've got her to zero her rifles and keep confident shots, so when we get to the shooting portion of the video, she's confident in the gun's ability. She knows the gun's shooting well, so same as me, the guns are shooting well, so any pulled shots or anything will be user error. So what we'll do now is we'll get down, I'll get behind the trigger of this 77, I'll put some rounds down and I'll talk through basically what I'm doing to follow on from my other video I done, I believe on Sunday. I'll talk through so you can see the practical application of what I was talking about when I was at home. Once I've done that, we'll get the little lady behind the camera and we will show you her shooting and what she can achieve by following the marksmanship principles. I was fully intending on doing a video on what not to do. I might still do that in this one, but I don't want to create bad habits in myself. I'll have a think about it for 5 minutes, I'll have a cigarette, I'll have a think about it, and I'll turn the camera off, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay guys? Right guys, I had a little thought. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you like the culmination of getting your marksmanship principles right. As we've already mentioned, marksmanship principles like position and hold, sight alignment and all the good stuff. We're going to go through that. I'm going to put some rounds down range and then I'm going to walk down and I'll show you the target, hopefully. Everything will go tickety-boo and I won't make myself look silly on camera because nothing's worse than me giving an instructional video and then I can't hit what I'm aiming at. But it's nature of the beast. So, let's say, a lot of the time, I've got to say this is something that's not really covered in shooting. A lot of the time, it's psychological in that you can almost talk yourself into missing. I find if I've not got a camera on, I can drill out bullseyes really, really, very easily indeed. Since I put a camera on, because it's in the back of my mind that I want to shoot as well as I possibly can, invariably I don't. And this is what I mean about external distractions. So hopefully now I haven't got to worry about the camera, because the little lady's behind it and is filming me. I'll talk through each stage of what I'm doing kind of thing, and we'll take it from there. Yes, I am using a rest. No, I'm not resting the rifle directly on it. I don't believe you'll ever shoot well if you just shoot straight off a rest. Your hand is always going to be with you, a rest isn't. So learn to shoot from your hand and then in a rest kind of thing. So yeah, without any further ado, let's crack on and get some shooting. I'll put a 5-round group down. I'm using 4.53 Bisley Magnums, so quite a heavy weight pellet. Right, rifle in a safe place, pointing straight up into the rafters. There's nothing that could do any damage if anything did go amiss. Finger off trigger alongside the stock. Find my position, and then it's just a matter of the cradle in my hand and the rest. I'm going to make sure I'm more comfortable. This isn't the most stable platform, I've got to say. This is need a bit more solid bench really to shoot from. And the position I'm holding this hand, my leading hand, is where if I was shooting through standard, I'd be holding it in the same place. It's good practice to always hold the rifle in the same place. Good consistency comes through repeatability. Right, so I've identified my target downrange. In the military, this is called the alert position. When the rifle is loaded, I'm looking above the scope and it's pointing naturally at the target. Now all I'm going to do is find my target, get myself all nice and comfortable, shoulders are square to where the target is, as are my hips, and on target now. To make sure I'm not doing anything amiss, I'm just going to lift my head off the scope. I'm going to look downrange at the target, and I'm going to go back on, and my crosshairs are still on the bullseye. So now, safety catch off. I'm going to get my breathing rhythm under control. And as you can see, guys, when I breathe in and out, the rifle should just be going up and down. If it's going off diagonally, your hold isn't correct. It wants to be going on the vertical plane, up and down the target. Right. Rifle shouldered. It's not pushed really hard into my shoulder, but I do have a firm contact with that. The idea is for the rifle to recoil straight back into my shoulder. Nice cheek weld. It's not a light cheek weld. I don't agree with those who say you should have a light cheek weld. That's a good way to get scope by, if anything else. It should be comfortable, firm, but not pushed into cheek weld, if that makes sense. It's very hard to try to find the words to describe it. So, right, back on target. And I've now breathed on the scope lens, which is typical. Right. Trigger control, I will mention this, guys. You don't want to be using that joint there to pull the trigger. Squeeze the trigger. Better still, the word press is more appropriate. It wants to be the centre of the pad of the finger on the centre of the trigger blade. Now take the first stage up. Happy with that. And follow through my shot. Finger back of the trigger guard, out the trigger guard, away from the trigger. And next round loaded, and it's just repeat and rinse now, guys. Round in. Same hold as before. Perfect. And repeat and rinse. Finger outside. Picking up the wrong pellets here, guys. It's such a good video when you do that. Yeah, right. I've just used the wrong pellets. Right. Excellent. For you guys who are wondering, I will take the camera down range. They are literally in a minute little cluster down there. Lovely. Superb. Alright, I said I was going to put 5 down, but as I used 2 pellets, which this rifle wasn't zeroed for, I'm going to put another 2 shots down. Well, I can see, guys, this doesn't look too bad at all. Excellent. Right, round's complete. Just lay the rifle point with the muzzle off to one side, and we'll go down range and we'll have a look at my results. Fingers crossed. Cheers, guys. Right, guys, this is my creep I just shot. There's 2 shots there, my first 2 shots, where I've loaded JSB heavies, not Biz mags. That is user error, I apologise. However, using the Biz mags, the remaining shots I put in there through that hole there. Those little squares here are 1 centimetre squares. That is under the size of a 1 centimetre square. You can see by comparison to my little pinky nail. So it was sub 10mm group. We will get the calipers out actually and measure them. Bear with me, guys, and I'll just go and get the calipers. Right, guys, just so you can see there's no cheating. Hopefully this will show. This has been zeroed out. This has been zeroed out, and it's set on millimetres. And we will go. Normally, I would go edge to, centre to centre, but I want to prove something here by going edge to edge. So my group, don't know if this will pick up on camera, is a 9.42mm group, so it's sub 10mm group at 27 metres or 30 yards, depending on your flavour of measurement. I haven't counted those 2 shots down there because, as I said, guys, they were using JSB heavies. I'd use the wrong user error, but even so, even if I did add those, we're still talking about 19 19mm. So it's still well within hunter norms, but indoors I would, at the range I'm shooting, I believe that's a fair group anyway. So what we'll do is we'll set the little lady up. So we're going to put her targets up, take this one down, and then we'll show you the little lady as her form. Not being funny, her form is absolutely outstanding. And for the guys who pointed out that she forgot to hold her Walther's barrel down, yes, she has been instructed why it's always a good idea to keep hold of the gun barrel when cocking it. Cheers, guys. Right, guys, so I'm going to head off downrange. The lady's loaded her Walther. Once I'm downrange and set the camera recording the target so we can get some picture-in-picture action, she's going to fire one shot at each of the targets, the same range as I was shooting at with the 77, which is 27 metres or 30 yards. Right, I'll shut up talking and I'll let her do her shooting, concentrate on that, and I'll go down with the other camera. When you're ready. this round's complete, guys. Yeah, this round's complete, guys. Alright, I'm going to take you. I forgot I'd put splatterburst centre bullseyes in. So I'll take this camera down range. We're going to have a look at the target work. It's not bad at all. Cheers, guys. Yeah, here's the targets, guys. As you can see, I went and stuck the other day some new stickers on these, which are non-splatterburst. So that's bang smack in there. So the first shot, bullseye, slightly off, bullseye, bullseye, slightly off. Ooh, little wobbly one there, going up a little bit further, and one over here. So let's have a look. The furthest shot we've got is from that group. Let me have a look. See, would be here, and it would be on that line. So let's see if I've got my calipers in my pocket with me. No, it's typical. I haven't. But it's not bad shooting. It's freezing cold, bless her. Can't feel the fingers, but I mean, yes. If these were shot on an overlaid target, it would still be phenomenal shooting. All these, I've got to say, guys, other than those two shots, they're all within norms. I would say, yeah, about thumbnail-sized groups, not bad shooting at all. So, what we'll do now is do the other bit of the video, and we'll chat about that in a second.